Peace, y'all. What's going on? I am Johnny Prince, creator and host of Be Clear Alert podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. I have a really, really special message I want to talk about. It's been buzzing for the past night now, you know what I'm saying? Like overnight for the past few days or so, but particularly the past day. But first and foremost, please take the time out to subscribe to the channel, hit the alert to make sure you are stay locked in, stay tuned in to what all I got going on. So please hit that and do that for me. I really, really appreciate that. And share as well. The past few days, I've been privy to the situation last night before I went to the gym around 7 o'clock or so. Who the F Did I Marry by Risa Tisa, right? And yeah. Yeah, but I was on TikTok, opened up TikTok, and there was this live speaking about this woman, her, Risa Tisa. And so I'm listening and they're talking about it. And I'm like, well, let me go into what's going, like what they're talking about. And I typed the name in, sure enough her name came in, popped up, clicked on it, and there's a whole bunch of stories about her dealing with this guy and yada yada yada. For those that ain't check it out, just check it out. It's a 50-part set series or whatever you want to call it, about her situation. I got to the 9th part and I was like, all right, I had enough. I'm good. I wasn't going to dive more into it, but thinking about it, it's like, I'm not, I don't want to get too attached to the trauma. You know what I'm saying? Especially after she lost the baby and everything and the miscarriage and all that. I was like, nah, it's so, it doesn't take much to understand what's going on. You know what I mean? I don't have to know the full story to know that, why she's putting up with this, But I wanted to touch on, instead of like talking about the situation, talking about her and him and why everything happened, I want to touch on why would we ignore the red flags. Now, it's one thing to didn't see it. If you didn't see it, you know what I mean, and you just been bamboozled, I can understand, like, damn, I didn't even know, right? But if you see it, if you see the BS and you ignore the red flags, what is it that's making us ignore the red flags? That is what I want people to really talk about. Now, with women, with all of the support women has, all of the self-help books, all of the groups, the Black Girl Magic hashtag, all the support that, women have. Why do you ignore the red flags? There was a plethora of reasons, but I would just like to tap on that. I would like for more women to speak out on that instead of the situation itself, because that particular situation is unfortunately common. You know what I'm saying? This woman was established. She had her own, the 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath townhome in a nice part of well, not so nice, Riverdale, but but she was doing very, very well. And what made her, let me turn this phone off. She was doing very, very well. So it's like, what makes these people really deal with the and then on top of that, have babies by them? So I want more women to speak out on that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we really have to deal with the trauma that we store in ourselves. The only way I would deal with is if I'm like, for me personally, and for a lot of other men, if there is no, like, if we don't love ourselves enough, if we're not confident, we don't feel that we can get what we deserve or want, or work hard for. We settle for the BS and just deal with that. You know, what would make an established woman deal with someone who doesn't have anything to offer? I see this happening all the time. I personally know women that are making six figures and got multiple baby daddies. Men. I personally know men that are dealing with abusive women, that are dealing with women that don't trust them, that are dealing with just all types of crazy stuff, going through the phone and accusing them on all types of stuff. What is making us really deal with this sort of trauma? So that we have to get to the bottom of that. We could talk about the stories all day. It's the same all across the board. But we have to address the issue of people really seeing the red flags and they purposely ignoring it. Subconsciously and consciously seeing it and purposely ignoring it. We have to discuss that. 1.1 million followers in a matter of days says that we are really in tune with trauma, like we attracted to trauma. Like that's what feeds us. Like that has to be addressed. That's an issue. That is a major issue. At the end of the day, it ain't about what you like, it's about what feeds you. And if this sort of trauma feeds you, if her story does something for feeds you, and like in a way where it's like you need more trauma to thrive on, more trauma to continue your day, like you have a real problem. That is a major issue that is not being talked about. Only thing I'm hearing is just the story and how she's stupid or how he's stupid and how they're gonna make money off of this now, or if it's real or if it's fake. Whatever the case may be, this story is so common. Even if it's fake, it's a common story. Like I personally know people going through the same thing. So if you saw the first red flag, the second red flag, the third red flag, oh, you got pregnant, the fourth red flag, the fifth red flag, like what made you continue? What is it that made you continue? That has to be talked about. That has to be addressed. So that this is why it's important to teach our daughters and sons the importance of relationship and marriage, because it is the most important decision they can make, because they could lose everything, including their life, if they toy with it. If you match yourself with the wrong person, the wrong mate, you can lose your life. That's why it's important to make relationship priority. It is important to deal with your It is important so that you don't pass nothing on. It is imperative that you deal with your shit. Otherwise, you won't be attracted to this kind of stuff. That's all I want to say. If we can have more conversations and more solutions as to how we can truly, truly not be attracted to trauma. Excuse me. We'll be a better people. If we talk about, if we're being honest with ourselves and really, really open and honest and having these discussions, like, that damn, I was a fool and this is why, and be able to share that so our young daughters and nieces and nephews won't make those same mistakes, because they'll have some knowledge of, okay, all right. Instead of just talking about the people in the equation, let's solve it now. Let's begin to solve this. Because talking about it just leaves us nowhere. So join me on a war against trauma. Because I'm tired. And apparently y'all not. Once again, please make sure you subscribe, follow Be Clear Alert Podcast everywhere except Facebook. I am not on Facebook. All right? Be good. Be love. Be peace. Love ya.